I wanted to start this discussion off with actually a comment that I got on my YouTube channel, and I thought it was very relevant for the school community. And, basically this individual likely was a new follower of One Rental at a Time, probably been around for 30 days or less. And they asked, what the heck does do the work mean? Right? You guys see me wear this hat a lot. I say it a lot. I thought we should define what it is just to get it on record in case someone was new. So let's get into that. So do the work for me is really a bigger message than when it started, right? Do the work for me is like, what do you want to do? Break down the activities that lead you down that path and then commit daily and be consistent. Where do the work started was very much one rental at a time, right? I talk to new investors all the time. They go, how'd you do it? This, that, the other. And it really starts with focus. So again, you guys probably know my story here. I tried to invest in the Bay Area. I did it for a year. It didn't work. There was no cash flow. I ended up choosing a market that was far away. It was 2.5 hours by car. You can get a lot of places in 2.5 hours by plane, for example. So again, it was a market I knew no one. I never lived in. I didn't have any history, but frankly, the numbers worked. So how did I figure out this market? How did I stay there? How did I continue to do deals over nearly 20 years? And the answer was I got so myopically focused. And again, for the record, my focus, again, Fresno is about 1 million people. So it's a very big metropolitan area. I spent probably 6 weeks or so going to Fresno almost every weekend and just asking people, where should I invest? Where should I invest? Where should I invest? And everybody has their own opinions, but the winner, meaning the area that was most mentioned was an area called the Mayfair District. Simply said, it was 93703. I said, okay, great. I'm going to pick 93703. Then the question became, what is Olivia and I going to look at, right? Because you could do houses, condos, townhomes, mobile homes, duplexes, quads, apartments, raw dirt, whatever. And at the time in 2001, when this party started, I only knew single family homes. I'd only ever lived in a single family home. So guess what I picked? Single family homes. Then the question became, if I choose 93703 single family homes, that's a really long list. I don't remember exactly at the time, but let's say it was 200. There were 200 active listings. And as a extremely busy professional who was all over this globe, I could not look at 200 active listings in a day and make heads or tails of it. It was too much, too much. And so I had to refine my criteria. And what I found over time, trial and error, is I had to get the active list down between 20 and 40 active listings. Anything less than 20, I found to be too tight, too small. Anything more than 40, I couldn't get through the list. So what I had to do, again, trial and error, is I had to set up a set of criteria that allowed me to go through this list in 20 minutes or less. That's all I could find. I was working 60 hours. I was traveling 20 hours. I was trying to be a good husband, trying to be a good dad, trying to stay healthy. I didn't have a lot of time to learn our new market. So what I had to do in this example was 93703, single family homes, 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2 car garage, single story, between 1,200 and 2,000 square feet. That set of criteria allowed me to produce something between 20 and 40 active listings. But here's the deal, and this was what maybe made me a little bit unique, and I didn't appreciate it until I tried to help others, is I looked at that exact criteria and that criteria only for nearly 3 years. Nearly 3 years before I started to open, my search criteria. And that's what I mean by do the work. So what does do the work get you? I believe real estate investing is a skill. Because it's a skill, it can be learned. Because it's a skill, it can be practiced. And again, practice leads to improvement. So by having a very fine list of criteria, making the list painfully consistent, because some days nothing changed. and I was done in 2 minutes. Some days, lots of things changed, but it was that consistency that allowed me probably in 4 months to know the market better than anybody else. And again, for 3 years, that is all we bought was in that little buy box. So that's what I mean by do the work. It's something that you can repeat. It's something that produces a defined set of criteria and you look at it consistently. And again, the question you need to answer for yourself at the end of doing the work with a buy box is what is an average deal? Now, I don't remember exactly, but I think I've said for a long time the average deal in that buy box in 2001 was 7%. I don't know about you, but I'm not satisfied with average. So what I had to do now is do the work. I had to find, write, create disrespectful offers, whatever it took to find something greater than 7%. At a minimum, I wanted 8.5. A great deal for me at the time would have been nine, or no, I'm sorry, 10, right? So I think a good deal is 1.5% better than average, and a great deal is 3% greater than average. Those are just general rules of thumb. So if you're thinking, what does do the work mean? That's an example, a very finite example of a buy box, daily discipline, learning average, and the like. So I wanted to answer that question for anyone out there.